All right, and we are back with the Blamegirl Podcast with
Mr. Terry Wayne.
And we got Cindy-Ann in the house. Welcome, Cindy.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
You forgot to say the very lovely Cindy-Ann.
Thank you.
And you, Terry. As we posted that she was going to be on the show, the first comment was, "Look at this fine one over here."
Did you see that?
Yeah,
I did.
The very first comment was like, "Who's this fine lady?"
I'm like, you guys have some smart fans. You guys have some fans with great taste. I like it already. I love it.
Yeah, guys. She said you got great taste. All right. How was your weekend, Cindy?
It was good. It was hectic. I got back from New York on Saturday.
From New York?
Yeah.
What are you doing up there?
My son lives in New York. So I went to, he's in, I think, Bushwick or William.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not in the city, just,
Yeah. So I hadn't seen him for a while and, I needed a hug. I needed to just check up on him. And so I had a great time with him. And I came back on Saturday.
Okay, that's nice.
I was just there last month myself.
Yeah. Did you do comedy?
That's what I was there for. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Have you done comedy? We'll get into that later.
All right. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
No
Okay.
spoilers here.
All right.
Gotta wait around, people.
Did you have any shows this weekend or anything?
I did. I had a show last night and I saw you.
That's right. You headlined last night, right?
I did. It was great. It was a small, intimate crowd, but they were there to have fun,
Yeah.
So
oh my God, that crowd is always the best. You've been there before, right?
I've that before. Like I did it when Bobby, was there before, but I haven't been since.
Did you headline before? Is that your first?
The first time I featured, I think.
Okay. How much time did you do last night?
Oh my God, I think like maybe 40 minutes.
Yes, bitch. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always great when you get across the 40-minute mark.
Yeah.
Okay. So
what?
Thank you for asking about my weekend.
Nobody cares about your weekend. You didn't care about mine either. You totally skipped over me as well.
I did this week. That's what he get, right, y'all?
The running gag is over.
I'll tell y'all about my weekend, and then Terry can tell you about his. I had a boring, uneventful weekend. I stayed home and didn't do anything Friday or Saturday. I worked and did stuff around the house, watched some movies. And Sunday night, I did go to Red Light and I caught Cindy-Ann and I got to do a couple minutes at the end. It was really nice to Babby. So that was a lot of fun. All right, Terry, how was your weekend?
It doesn't matter apparently. And it doesn't matter because I've already shared it. Like here's just some secret insider information. We only asked this weekend stuff so we have enough time to go ahead and do all the sharing we need to so the show can be live. That's the only reason we do this.
Way to break that third wall.
It's fourth wall. What are you talking about?
It's a good filler. It's a good filler. It's
I'm
smart.
just giving you a peek behind the curtain. But no, I was actually supposed to be there last night too, Cindy. But I went and did an old man thing and fell asleep on the couch.
You're falling asleep so fast.
Look, I'm a busy guy. I get tired. What do you want?
Yeah.
Well, you're just not thirsty for that mic like you should.
That's what it is.
After 11 years, yeah, I'd say the thirst is pretty much gone. Like,
too bad.
You're pretty much hydrated at this point.
Always, I could leave for a year and come back, and comedy will be waiting. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's on my schedule, to be honest.
It might be waiting, but it's gonna be something very different, I'm sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
But here's the thing: that's how it can be when you're not trying to pursue it as a career. You just do it for the fun, and you do it because you love it. Right. It gives you a real sense of empowerment of just like, oh, you're gonna be there whenever I want to come say some nonsense. So,
So here's what we don't need people like you taking up our spots who really want to get into the career.
Oh, you're calling me a hobbyist? Is that we're gonna have this?
I didn't label you at all. That was your job. I didn't label it.
Well, let me tell you something. Until you do it for a living, you're a hobbyist too. Okay, because that's literally the definition of it.
Well, who says I'm not doing it for a living? Are you assuming?
Okay.
I am very much assuming because I know.
Who's to blame? Who's to blame? Go ahead.
We're not even there yet. We can't get into that. We are ready to start some blaming.
Can you tell who the bad cop is in this duo? Yeah.
Cindy, do you know what NFTs are?
I'm not like it's been explained to me many times, but I don't quite get, I don't know what it is exactly.
Girl, I don't understand them either. But
Yeah.
I know this. They're already on the downswing, y'all. Who's to blame?
No.
Everybody told us
Every
to buy
idiot who bought one.
NFTs, and now they are lost value.
The best example yet that I have heard has been the first tweet ever they turned into an NFT, and it was from the original founder of Twitter, and it sold at auction for $2.2 million.
Wow.
And then the guy who bought it tried to resell it at auction, and it sold for $277.
Oh,
No
shit.
resale value whatsoever.
None. Dude lost $2.2 million in a matter of
But
months.
who's to blame, Cindy? What do you think? Like, why are NFTs over already? They just started.
I blame
Maybe-
Steve
I
Davis.
said
I'm just
I'm wondering if it's something like a scheme, you know what I mean? And people really didn't have a full understanding of it. Maybe it was more like a scheme, you know, like a Ponzi scheme, or
if they got
I wouldn't say scheme just because, like, how could it possibly be a scheme? That means
because the people at the top,
collectively.
well, it's something like Amway, like that kind of. So because the people at the top are the ones who made the money, right? Who got in early,
Yeah.
they made the money, and then the people at the bottom, I think, kind of lost, maybe. Like,
I blame Beanie Babies.
why
Because
do you blame Beanie Babies?
Beanie Babies were the same way in the 90s, in the early 2000s. It's just a trend. Beanie Babies used to sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars if you had the right one. And these were just, these were nothing little toys.
But that's with all collectibles, and there's no one to say that Beanie Babies might not make a resurgence.
Well, that's what an NFT is. An NFT is a collectible. It's an internet collectible.
it is,
And
yeah.
in collectibles markets,
a
they go
digital,
up and
right?
down. But they started treating it like it was a stock market or something. I felt
Right.
like everybody who thought like, oh, this is the wave of the future. It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. That's going to
Well, I'm
implode
glad you
too.
brought up cryptocurrency, because what's different about this, unlike cryptocurrency, is you can't break it up. With cryptocurrency, you can buy a tenth of a Bitcoin, right? But
Yeah.
you can't buy a tenth of an NFT, and it makes it a lot less affordable for the masses to make it do what Bitcoin did.
Let's just call an NFT what it is. It's a picture. That's it. It's a digital picture.
It's a digital picture.
And you assigned value to it, and now the value is gone. Well, no shit, because
Yeah.
we assign the value. So
Yeah.
obviously, when we ever do anything as people, it's always going to be a fuck show after a while.
I think.
How much did you lose? How much did you lose with your NFT, Terry? Did you?
Oh no, I wasn't dumb enough to buy any of that shit. That's crazy.
It's just like,
No.
did you, Gio? Did you get in?
No, I don't have money like that to be wasting on no pictures.
No, I haven't done the crypto either. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I know a dumb idea when I see one. I don't need
did
to have
do
it proven
crypto,
to me.
but, I mean, in the crypto, it was nice to see that fast return, and it
Yeah.
was like a percentage of the, like, because they let us poor people, they let us buy them. But
Yeah.
the NFTs, I never got into. Was people were trying to get me to create NFTs, and I'm like, I don't understand the concept.
Enough,
it's
right?
like-
Yeah.
It's
You know?
like my mom always told me, if something seems too good to be true, it is.
And
You know?
part of me thinks.
So if you think you're gonna be
let me get in here. Part
a
of me
millionaire off of Bitcoin overnight for doing nothing, like it's probably fake.
All right, thank you.
I was gonna finish.
I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say, maybe people, I think they lost interest because it's like hard to exactly understand the NFT concept and how you profit off of it, So I think that caused people to lose interest, because I wasn't like, I had someone that was like, hey, I'll help you get you started to make an NFT. You can do Blamegirl and stuff. And I was like, meh,
I mean, I'm probably wrong about this, but I always thought of it just like any other, like this. How would you make a profit off it? The same way you make a profit off of like a Monet or a Picasso. Somebody else decides it's worth money, so you sell it to them.
Yeah.
Like,
Right. So you think it's because of a lack of awareness and education that it failed?
I don't know if it's even just a lack of awareness or education. I think it's a lack of a clear picture of the asset that you're buying when you buy an NFT, I think it's for people with very disposable income that can just throw away money, that can throw away $2 million,
Right.
I think it was less of a lack of awareness and more just because it's fucking stupid. Like it was just, it was a stupid fucking idea to start with.
It's a way to like empower artists to make money on their art.
Most NFTs weren't of original things, but most of the highest selling NFTs, they weren't originals. They were
another gin and club soda with the.
They weren't original things. They were clips of things that were already famous, like memes or the first tweets and things like that. It wasn't an original creation. You know,
the word fungible is what fucked it over. I mean, they should never have used that. Is it fungible?
Non-fungible. Like nobody knows what fungible means.
Who knows? I think that's what it is. It's the word. People were like, you know what? Fungible is too close to fungus. I'm out.
But it starts with fun. So some people were like, I'm down. You know?
Fungus grow.
Well, I guess, but you know, sometimes you want to get rid of it because it's not always a good thing.
I'm glad you said that. Speaking of,
I like mushrooms.
Some people want to get rid of things that they have, and it's not always.
We're talking about abortion.
Yes, thank you for helping me transition.
Yeah.
Guys, a SCOTUS opinion was leaked this week, and it proves just how important a president's selection to the Supreme Court is. Within a matter of a president, we're here. They're trying to overturning Roe v. Wade.
Well, they haven't done it yet. They can still weasel out of this thing.
Who's to blame here, guys?
Men, I would say.
I heard something recently and they sort of implied that it wasn't actually a real leak. They think it was intentional to sort of do exactly what's happening now, encourage conversation and see.
I heard this too, Cindy. I heard that they wanted to test the court of public opinion to
correct
see how, and they're being received
pretty harsh.
Y'all being stalked.
Yeah, pretty harshly.
Y'all.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Y'all better fix this.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like I've always said, if you get a group of people, no matter who they are, no matter what the group is or how marginalized they are, if you keep them from having rights, you can hang on to that. You can hang on to not giving somebody rights. But once you give them to them, they are much harder to take back. You can't. Taking away rights is much harder than denying rights. So
I'm gonna take a risk.
I think the uproar has been so bad.
I'm gonna share something. When this whole thing happened, I was chatting with a friend, and she messaged and she said, "I think I'm gonna go fight this in DC." And coming from Trinidad and Tobago, I immediately felt like, okay. I mean, I'm upset, but it would never occur to me to go to DC. Like, I'm not that angry. And I say that to say this. I have never really had to fight for my rights per se, because I feel like we kind of could be a little lawless back home. So we're not that, the politics is very different. So that for me, I am in my mindset, I'm like, okay, abortions are illegal or whatever, fine, but that's not going to stop me. I'll still do it. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to fight anybody. I'm just going to do what I need to do.
You like, I know how to circumvent the law.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit at this. But it was interesting to me to hear that. I was like, oh, that's also another
thing to me that you said that is like, you know what it takes though? It takes means to be able to be like, I'm gonna go to DC.
Well, but it also
like I wish I could go join her.
No, but does it really just take means, or because means is I think it's subjective, because anyone, you can sacrifice, whether you sacrifice your food, you can downsize, means is relative, because
it goes with age too.
I could go, but
I'm
gonna be a little uncomfortable.
If you're 22.
Well, exactly. So you see, you said it. You don't want to be uncomfortable. Sorry, Terry.
Right, but if you're 22, it's a lot easier to throw off responsibilities and just go follow a band around than it is when you're 42. You know
what? Also,
I still think it depends on how passionate you are about the cause, because if you really feel strongly about it,
right,
it doesn't matter. I don't think.
I'm saying I'm 42. I'm not looking to have any abortions probably, hopefully, anytime soon, you know, like unless my life was in danger. But
So you'll only fight for a cause that directly affects you.
no,
Okay.
I'll
Thank
fight
you,
for a
Terry.
cause.
I wanted her to finish before I got into this. Go ahead.
Thank you, Cindy. I'll
No,
fight.
she's not with you.
I'll fight. I'll fight for a cause here where I can access it, the fight. You know, like if there's a protest here in Palm Beach County, I'll be there. I promise you.
I've
Right.
seen it. She does actually go to those.
Right.
Even dragged me to a few. So
Now I'm ready. I'm like, oh, if that's an option, then it's something I need to explore because I never thought about it.
well,
Yeah.
actually,
It's true, and it makes for good. I mean, it sounds funny, but it's true because I just felt
fashion constitutional rights.
I'm just like, I don't care if it's illegal. I don't give a shit. Do what you want. If I want to do
Well,
it, I'm gonna do it.
save that thought, because say for instance a year from now you say screw the law, I'm going to have an abortion anyway. In about half the country you'd probably be charged with murder.
Yeah, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that's my mindset coming from the
No, I
Caribbean
get
where
it.
we're very laxed, and so I'm like,
Okay.
oh, why is it a fight? Just do whatever you want to do, just do it.
Hey, let me.
I like her
I want
thought.
to refocus.
That's what I always said. Everybody just needs to mind their own
She
goddamn
lawless.
business.
She already said it.
No, she's basically saying-
I'm not lawless. I'm just different. It's just a
Okay.
different approach.
But I want to get to the focus of it, and I want to know who's to blame for it being leaked. Why do you think it was leaked? Do you think it was the leaker?
You're
I
gonna be
heard
surprised.
the leaker was a conservative for one.
Mhm.
Do you
And the
think,
conservatives are all saying it's some liberal.
do you think they
Right.
did it to make this happen? What's happening right now? Why do you think the leaker did it, y'all?
I actually do think it's a liberal, and I think they put it out there because like I've got to put this out there so hopefully the nation can hear have their voice heard before they go to a final opinion and actually overturn it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they were expecting the response they got, but they should have, because Roe v. Wade, a woman's right to choose has consistently polled for like 20 years now, consistently polled with like 75% of the country saying a woman should be able to choose when she starts her family. So I don't know what they were expecting.
I think it's a conservative with hidden liberal views. You know, like a
Conservative
That's an
woman?
interesting
Like
thought.
a conservative
yeah,
woman?
I think it's a conservative who's like, oh, you know what? Oh my God, I do this thing a lot. I don't need this, but this is
That's an
something I.
interesting thought, 'cause it's hard to find conservative women that are pro-choice.
Mm.
They're not very common.
Why
It's a
did you
lot-
why did you even think that it's a woman that did it? Why I didn't imply it was a man or a woman. Why did you
She
go
said it.
gender?
Well, because conservative
She said.
women tend to agree with the decision of Roe v. Wade.
Conservative women pretty much just
They are pro-choice.
speak when spoken to.
No,
Like,
but they're pro-choice. It's the evangelical right that tends to not agree with Roe v. Wade. And even though conservative women are conservative, that is one thing that they are not conservative on.
That is not true in my experience.
Well, because
Okay.
we deal with evangelicals. If you're talking about
That's
the
true.
family.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm not talking about family. I'm just talking about people I know in general. Family notwithstanding. But yeah, it is. That's the part that bothers me about this the most, is the amount of effort and the decades of work that has been put into getting this done,
Correct.
just so they can write laws based on religion, which I'm pretty sure our founding fathers said specifically not to do.
Right. Yeah. I don't get it. For me, just like you, I'm like, I don't understand. Why is this even a topic of conversation now? To me, we've passed that stage. We've gone why are we going back?
And
And it's nobody's
It's never
business.
stopped with conservatives.
It's polarizing.
Yeah.
It's a polarizing thing that they can use to
Exactly.
control the
I'm
masses.
glad you mentioned polarizing. I think we're going into our next topic now. Was that intentional? Was that a segue?
No, no.
No,
And
no
I'm-
segues this time.
Is this even polarizing though? The next one?
Well, you know what
Oh,
it is?
you
Kevin
might-
San.
No, you talk about the last topic. The next
Yeah,
one.
okay,
No.
Yeah. It's funny because I was with my sister yesterday, and she's very pro-life. She's very boisterous about this. And I was just listening to her talk to my girlfriend about this. I was in the other room, like making breakfast, which is weird. but it's weird, like role reversals. But I'm listening to her talk, and I'm like, this is why this is such a polarizing issue in this country, is because it's one of those issues that just kind of lends to exaggeration. You know what I mean? It's not that liberals believe that women should be able to choose when they have a child, or if they ever have a child, like that's their right. But no, it can't just be that. Conservatives have to be like, no, they're having abortions every weekend. They love it. It's their favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
they just
they
love
make-
chopping up babies.
That's what's irritating. They make it seem like it's something that you want.
Well, no,
Right.
it's not even that. It's just that, like, because they always have some gross, like way gross,
But,
way
okay.
exaggerated situation.
Even if it's something that you want,
Right.
it should still be your choice, right?
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, they like to exaggerate the circumstances.
Right.
Every pro-lifer I know has sent me the article that said, like, oh, there's a doctor in New York, and he'll abort babies during labor and this and that.
No.
Which it wasn't. But here's the exaggeration part. It was an actual law.
That's called being born. You're
No,
not
no,
getting an abortion.
It was an actual law that doctors could determine whether to do a latest term abortion that there is, which is literally right up unto labor. But he was only allowed to do it if it was done to save the woman's life. Now, I don't know of any medical condition.
Why would you have to kill the baby too?
I
At
have
9
no-
months?
I
That
have
makes
no
sense.
idea. I don't have no idea. But that was the
It
the
seems
way
like both people can be saved at that.
that apparently that the reason why, and I looked into it, the reason why that law was written was because a group came together because a woman had died during labor that would have lived if she would have aborted instead of trying to go through labor. So they rallied around this one case, and they made a law based on it, saying that a doctor could terminate a pregnancy all the way up until the point of labor. But conservatives and pro-life people took that one story off that one thing and said, see, they love cutting up babies. They just love. And of course, if you're a person that values children and lives and whatnot, and somebody says, oh, they love cutting up babies, of course you're going to be furious. Of course you are.
And this is a subject that.
But that's not what happens.
Like, and any person is gonna have a moral thing and be like, oh, but when you are a woman, you know, if you've ever been pregnant, it takes a while before you even know, and before you know it, it's too late. You can't have abortions anymore. You know what I'm saying? 6 weeks, 9 weeks.
6 weeks is not enough.
Yeah,
that's
not
crazy.
Enough. 15 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd be more inclined to agree, but I just don't feel like women are out there getting abortions at 15.
So then what action do we need to take, you guys think, in order to, what role do we play in all of this? I mean,
I'm glad you asked, because I think I have a rule that would be great for the country on all kinds of subjects.
He's a man, he knows how to solve all the problems.
No, I'm just saying, no, I'm not. I'm a fucking weirdo with mental issues, and that's why I know how to solve all the problems. No, I want to create a law and have it written into the Constitution called the Mind Your Own Fucking Business Law, right?
Mhm.
Which is, because I grew up in the 90s, and the whole argument was like, should we be able to discriminate against gay people? And the whole argument that they made was, oh, well, what about your kids? They're going to try to corrupt your kids. They're going to try to corrupt your kids. And now they're saying the same fucking thing about kids in school, but they're using a different word. Now they're just calling it grooming. They're not going to corrupt your kids.
Yeah,
they're going to groom your kids. And all they do is change the verbiage, but it's the same archaic, stupid
How does this relate?
argument. I'm getting to it. And it's the same argument that we had in the 2000s about gay marriage. Oh, could gay people get married? Can gay people get married? Yeah, you know what? Mind your own fucking business. If you don't like gay marriage, don't marry a gay person.
It's different.
If you don't like abortion, don't get an abortion. Stop acting like you're God. And if you believe, like evangelicals do, that God exists, then guess what? Why don't you let God judge the people? And you just
And remember
mind
that
your
you
own
live in
fucking
America, and religion and state are separate.
And I can flip that to a conservative point of view too.
No one needs you to, okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Whatever you want to do in your church, go ahead, because I'm going to mind my own fucking business.
Hmm.
Well, you know,
I like the approach of, it doesn't matter to me what you say. If I want to do it, I'm going to fucking do it. Find me. You know what I mean? Like, find me.
Oh, they're going to find you. This is a big issue for them.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Texas made a bounty program. You don't even have to live there.
yeah, that's true.
All you have to do is like write an email saying Joanne had an abortion and such, and I can get 10 grand off.
Well, maybe I'll just be the first person to invent a very aggressive vacuum flush toilet. Maybe that's what we need.
The hysterectomy, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
High five through the thing. Yep. All right.
Yeah, just
Well,
you
y'all
flush.
That was
You don't
great.
gotta catch your stand-up. You don't even know.
Mm.
Okay, so
They're gonna stop selling
speaking
women's
of
shop vacs.
stand-up,
Is what it is.
we're all comedians here, and they keep fucking attacking comedians. This week at the Netflix is a Joke special, which I was supposed to be at and lost my Bill Burr ticket, wasted money. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Netflix is a Joke. A man comes and bum rushes Dave Chappelle, knocks him over. And now we're finding out that if you do that, it has consequences. If you're
Right.
not famous.
Right.
Who's to blame?
Will Smith, obviously. These things.
Or would it be the Oscars? Because the Oscars would have been responsible for.
Yeah, but okay.
Well,
These things have been happening. So to kind of just say, well, it's because of Will Smith, I'm pretty sure there have been incidents that we are just not privy to, that has not been highlighted or broadcasted.
People have been rushing stages at comics, so as long as there's been comics.
Right.
But what Will Smith did was he took it and put it on the news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about it, and then you get every crazy in the woodwork coming out going, I'm gonna do that too. Like, it's like every person you've ever brought to see stand up, right? And then they go, that looks fun, I'm gonna do that. And then they try and it goes horribly, and then they go, well, it was a bad idea. That's what's happening to this guy with Dave
I
Chappelle.
don't think he did it because he's like, oh, I'm trying to attack this comedian. The guy said that he was doing it to bring attention to his grandma. And
Correct.
also had a song about Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
I think the kid was mentally ill.
You think?
Think?
You think maybe he might have been mentally ill?
No, they said that because there was
why he did it exactly.
there's an article that Dave Chappelle said he I think he had a conversation with the guy. Yeah. And he
I
is
would if I
mentally
was
ill.
him. I'd want
Yeah.
to talk to the dude that tried to stab me.
Yeah.
But I like this point of view better. That guy snuck a knife into the
Yes.
show. Wait,
How?
hang
How?
on. He
Go
snuck a knife into the show by hiding it in a fake gun. And that just tells you, in America, if you want to get a knife in somewhere, just put it in your gun. It's fine. Like that's
Okay,
To me,
Terry,
that was
stop
the
doing material.
that
on
was the best part of the whole thing.
Leave the material, girl.
I am not. I just thought, good Lord, like,
So, okay.
bring the gun.
Why are we more focused on someone that's not famous now? And then let me even go further today. A football player's mom and wife were attacked at a football game today. And then they escorted the kid out who did it. But it's like, why wasn't Will Smith arrested? Why wasn't he held accountable?
Is that a real question?
Because he's famous?
Yeah, because he's rich and powerful and famous.
Yeah.
Rich,
Well, they
powerful,
sort of
rich,
covered it to
Yeah.
They sort of covered it because I think from what I read, and again I wasn't there, like Chris Rock and whoever else was like, you know what, just let this pan out. I guess they didn't want anything to ruin the show. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Do you think it's like the familiarity because he already had that with Will Smith?
Yeah.
And like with Dave Chappelle, he doesn't have that, and then now he's pushing for a felony for this homeless man.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or is it the Orange County DA? Like, because clearly the Orange County DA was in charge of both prosecuting both cases.
Yeah. I
Well,
think that they were able to put away your phone, that they lock your phone away and they didn't search this guy enough to take that away, to me is concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
can't believe that happened.
I can't believe you just said Will Smith isn't powerful. I mean, forget about the fame. You get hundreds of millions of dollars. You're a pretty powerful person.
Yeah, but I don't feel
Money-
like he can ruin my life.
Power,
Like,
money equals power in
Yeah.
this country.
Yes. I
If,
agree
if,
with that.
if Donald Trump had 50
Oh,
grand,
we were going so well. Why? Why were we
I'm
going
just
so
saying, if
well?
Donald Trump had 50 grand to his name, nobody would listen to him.
yeah, but I mean, Will Smith doesn't have alleged billions to his name. You know?
He's got hundreds of millions.
Does he?
But he also has
Got like
made a name for
$205
himself.
million.
You know what I mean? He
Well,
has
he's-
earned the respect of the community, of so many people, you know, throughout his years.
Well,
I think
that-
all he has going for him is his wholesomeness, and he fucked that up when he went after Chris Rock like he did.
Well, not even to mention the
That's all he
fact
had.
that he won an Oscar for Best Actor. That's never going to happen again, probably.
Yeah.
I'll say
Right.
that right out of the bat. It's probably never going to happen again. That was his once in a lifetime moment. But because of his overbearing, horrible wife,
You guys are jammed. I think you guys seeing me? It's jammed. Do we come back on? I think we have to